Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Really cool knife to share with you guys today, and I know I say that a lot, but this one is pretty unique among knives. So on the top here, this is just a little bit of a teaser, but we're looking at my Brown Knives Parabolic, and Craig Brown is a new knife maker, hit the scene maybe a year ago tops. And the thing that was really interesting about Craig is his background is in aerospace engineering, and he came out of the gate wanting to build a knife, and his first knife was a full integral, and he's doing it all in kind of an older CNC machine. And you know, just a really interesting guy, has a very specific aim, and he wants to be unique, he wants to be different, and to him this is kind of like a hobby project. He loves the the processes and the concepts and the challenges, and he's constantly looking to innovate and again do things a little bit different. So, my knife here, again, full integral construction. This one's in titanium with these beautiful copper inlays, starting to patina just a little bit. RWL blade here. This one was his first hand rub blade. Stainless stainless liner lock here, and just a whole lot of really interesting features, resulting in a beautiful knife. Now, he's already bored making the Parabolic in titanium, and so his next venture here is making the knife in carbon fiber while still being full integral construction. And he's not the first to do it, but there are so few that do it, and considering this is, again, his first model and he's only been making knives for perhaps a year tops, really impressive. And so this one is on a very short loan to me, just like 2 days here, and so I wanted to share with you guys, let you guys check it out. So here's how it ships, and move the box out of the way. Just for giggles, pair of two here for a size comparison. In reality, well, actually they're pretty much identical in size, so that should give you an idea. Blade length is 3.6 inches. Handle length is 4.5 inches. The handle thickness is 0.58 inches. And one of the benefits of a full carbon fiber constructed knife, as compared to, let's say, the titanium version here, is really found in the weight. So this big mamma jamma back here weighs in at 7.08 ounces on my scale, and its brother here in carbon fiber weighs in at 3.62 ounces, so pretty much half the weight of the knife by changing titanium to carbon fiber. Obviously the copper inlays here do add a decent amount of weight versus this type of kind of shredded carbon fiber composite material from, I believe it's AJ Composites. And AJ also does the carbon fiber here, and Craig said he's been really impressed with all of the materials from AJ Composites. No voids, no issues. Apparently he makes some really good stuff. So let's take a look at this one in just a little bit of detail. Pretty neat with that hint of red here, kind of among the carbon fiber. I like it. It's a nice touch. And something that's really interesting about this one is that the blade and handle are perfectly balanced. Let me show you guys where the balance point is. If I can do this underneath the camera. There we go. So right at the, essentially, the first finger choil, right where the hand rests. So the balance is essentially perfect with the carbon fiber, the composite inlays. This one has a Damascus pocket clip, and then obviously the blade. Another change that he has incorporated here in the newer models versus mine is mine was a machine ground blade. No qualms with that at all. And on the newer ones he's doing hand ground blades, so as you can see this one's been given a hollow grind. So obviously comes down to a little bit thinner behind the edge here, and not that mine doesn't cut, but slight improvement. People tend to prefer hand ground blades, so action's still good. You can use the opening hole, and let's do some macros here if we can. Get the camera to focus. And look at the weave in the carbon fiber. I think it really stands out on the spine here. Really, I think it's a perfect piece to use. The pattern really makes it interesting. And he also did a really good job on this pocket clip. So what he did, obviously it's been etched, but then he put a layer of Renaissance or Ren wax over the top of the pocket clip. And so that gives it, essentially it locks in the etch or the oxidization of the etch, so that you still have a really nice pattern, but you don't have to worry about it, rubbing off on your hand. If you guys have had, Damascus blades before, Damascus pocket clips, or Damascus inlays, you know that anytime you go to clean those, you end up with oxidation on your hands or on the cleaning cloth or whatever. Any type of cleaning product removes a layer of it, so he's been able to get a beautiful etch and lock it in with the Ren wax. And so I think this is a really, really impressive, essentially etch and finish. Has a nice smooth feel. I was telling that I really liked it, so just wanted to tell you guys kind of what I thought of the clip here. Functionally, it's perfect. Good amount of gap. Has a nice spring to it. It's well designed, well executed, and no movement, even though there's just a single screw holding it in place. But yeah, wish you guys could feel this. It just, I don't know. Again, if you've had a lot of Damascus type of steels and different applications, I've never had one that was treated like this before. So I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling about it at this point. I think it was really well done. All right, there's the composites. You have some millwork there that makes it a bit more comfortable. This side as well. So when your finger wraps around it, just kind of gives it a nicer, more comfortable grip. So, the thing that makes carbon fiber difficult, or that made it difficult for him to use in this knife application, is that carbon fiber, unlike titanium, can chip. When you're going through and you're milling it on a CNC machine. And his current machine it was a manual mill that he converted himself. It's an older machine. It's not the latest and greatest with a ton of horsepower and like amazing precision. So he has to work much harder to get the the fit and finish that he wants from it. So when you're milling carbon fiber and it has the ability to chip, whereas the titanium does not, you have to run it much slower, I think, in terms of the RPM and possibly the speed that you're moving across the tool path as well. That's my assumption. We didn't get into details on what was slower, but basically he said it takes about 30% more time to machine the carbon fiber here than it does the titanium on his current setup. So obviously it's more time, more energy, and he had to rewrite his his language, or his CNC language, or whatever the hell it is. I can't think anymore. It's like midnight here. But he had to rewrite the code so that it went slower and didn't mess up the carbon fiber. Also, carbon fiber is hazardous to your health. So, if it's working and you're breathing that crap in, that's really, really bad for you. So you'll have to take additional steps to kind of safeguard yourself when you're working with carbon fiber. So, yeah, definitely worth it though. I mean, it's, at 3.6 ounces in a knife this size, it's really impressive. It doesn't feel, weak or, dainty or flimsy by any means. It feels still substantial, fills the hand pretty well, and I don't know, it's just a really nice application. The only other full carbon fiber integrals that I can think of were perhaps some Marfione Customs. If there's someone else I'm forgetting, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know who else aside from him has done this up to this point, but certainly no one else with only 1 year of knife making under their belt has attempted anything like this, let alone a full integral in titanium either. So, all right. What else? What else? I think that's pretty much it for this model. Again, just wanted to be able to share it with you guys, and more importantly, I wanted to look at it before this one goes to its new owner. And the other two that he's making, one will be coming locally to me. It's coming to a friend, so that'll be cool. I think he's going to do Damascus or Damasteel type of inlays. I'm not sure that's going to affect the balance since it's perfectly balanced as it is. You go with heavier materials, it might throw off the balance, but can't wait to see how Craig, executes the one kind of along those lines. Let's do one more up close look. Alright, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks again, Craig, for letting me check this out and share it on the channel. More videos to come, more than I know what to do with at the moment, so at least one, probably more than that, uploading in this next week and every week beyond. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and be sure to follow me on Instagram, also as EpicSnuggleBunny, for daily content. Take care.